Welcome back, everybody. My name is Harrison, Scary Harry 22 online, and this is the recap of Day 2, look ahead to Day 3, and all my impressions so far of the first weekend of Major 2's play-in stage. So, let's start right with the first game, Florida Mutineers versus Los Angeles Guerrillas. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, I actually ended the segment of this game by saying that I thought the Guerrillas were going to win, but if you listen to what I'm saying, the whole segment, I misspoke because I clearly meant that the Mutineers were going to win. And if you want some more reassurance, I don't like Arcity. I made a video about him specifically and how unprofessional he is. I don't think you'll ever see a challenger squad get called up completely surrounding the drama that happened and see that the team wins and the team does well. There was no thought at all that I could imagine the Guerrillas were going to win. So it's weird that I misspoke in that video. However, I did predict Florida to win, and Florida did win. Now, Los Angeles Guerrillas did win 2 games in the series. However, they were both the hard points. And whenever you look at that, I naturally assume that it's a little bit more of the team that didn't win having a bad time or having a bad go at hardpoint rather than the team that did win, right? If there truly was a team that was better, they would win more than one game mode. So I look at it more as the team lost those games rather than the other team won. Moving on. Game number 2. Now, this was a game that I predicted exactly how it was going to go. These were 2 bottom feeder teams in the league, Minnesota Rocker versus the London Royal Ravens. Minnesota, I guess maybe they're getting closer and closer to saying they masqueraded as a good team at the start of the season, because when you have to compete against London Royal Ravens, who there's no masquerade in here, they've proven to be a pretty bad team all year. This game went the full 5 games, and the Minnesota Rocker did come out with the win. The Ravens, again, looked terrible. They're the worst team in the league by far, in my opinion, and I really think that this season should show why I think this whole league should have some sort of relegation system or a smaller pool of teams. Moving right along, game number 3 was the Atlanta FaZe versus the Seattle Surge, and this was a game that I predicted. You could have predicted. If you remember yesterday's video, I was so mad about this game. Not this game, but I was really mad. A lot of it had to do with how bad the scheduling is in CDL, specifically the final few rounds of each major, and how I think Seattle benefited from that far more than anyone's going to realize or admit. And I predicted Atlanta FaZe would win because Atlanta FaZe looked like the better team, looked like they were getting hot right now in the season, and I thought they were going to win. I really didn't expect them to win 3-0. I thought maybe Seattle was going to put up a little bit more of a fight, but unfortunately they looked like a fish that was dead out of water the entire time. So congrats to Atlanta FaZe. And the nightcap, the final game, was the New York Subliners versus the Los Angeles Thieves. Again, in yesterday's video, I call them the Atlanta Thieves. I have constantly done that all throughout this season, where I've mixed up Atlanta FaZe and Los Angeles Thieves. I don't know why. I think it's because they're both red and they're both pretty competitive. But this game was not competitive. It was 3-1 New York Subliners. And I'll admit, this was the one game that I was just wrong with my prediction. I got the other 3 correct, but this one was one that I put, I think, too many. I don't know if I put too many eggs in the Los Angeles Thieves basket as much as I probably didn't put enough respect and eggs into the New York Subliners. So that's on me. That's my mistake. I wish I maybe could have reevaluated that game a little bit better. I could have had a perfect 4-for-4 last night, but you win some, you lose some. Anyway, moving on. There are only 2 games on tonight, there are 3 games going on tonight, January 15th, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. Although if you've been watching the CDL, my God, can they get their gosh darn times right, their scheduling right? I'm looking at this schedule, and it says their last game of the night starts at 6. We didn't see the last game of the night start until at least 7:30. That was absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, we'll store that little bit of information and frustration for another video. Moving along, first game of the night, Florida Mutineers versus the Toronto Ultra. Listen. Florida, I like you. You guys did good. You guys showed that you could fight and you could compete in the CDL. However, you ain't gonna pull one over on Toronto here. As we talked about yesterday, I think Toronto is one of the best teams. I think Toronto is probably the only team in the league that you can say is consistently at the top. So I'm excited to see this, but I do think this should be a relatively easy competition for Toronto, and I expect Toronto to win. Next up, Boston Breach versus Optic Texas. Now, this is the second game of the night. Boston Breach. This will be Optic's first game of this portion of the tournament. This will be Boston's second game, Optic's first game, excuse me. And I don't really even know what to expect. I mean, I'd like to see Optic lose. If Boston plays the way they played the other day, I mean, my gosh, I would love to see Boston win. If I had to make a prediction here, based solely on the fact that we've seen Boston play already. Optic is bringing in a new player, new chemistry, new mindsets, new everything like that. Regardless of if they've played together with the players, if you bring a new player in now, it's going to take a minute to build the chemistry. So for that reason alone, I'm going to pick Boston Breach to win this, although I would not be surprised if Optic Texas can somehow win. But one thing's for sure, whatever happens, there will be drama and podcasts and gossip, and everyone will talk about Optic because, hey, it's Optic Texas. It's a anyway, moving on. Our final game of the night is the Los Angeles Thieves versus the Los Angeles Guerrillas. The battles of the Los Angeles. You have the Lakers versus the Clippers. You have Kobe versus, I don't know who the best Clippers was. The Clipper were. I don't even. I'm pretending. Anyway, I would like to see the Thieves win based on their performance last night against the Subliners. I don't know, but the Guerrillas looked pretty crappy. It'll be interesting to see who wins this hardpoint. But if I had to make a prediction, I would say Los Angeles Thieves. I just can't get behind the Guerrillas just quite yet. They're going to have to actually put up some wins in order for me to start to believe them. And that's it. 3 games tonight, 4 games yesterday. This will be the end of the first weekend of Major 2's play-in stage. And I just want to say one thing real quick. That's it for the video, everybody. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and enjoy it alongside me. If you want to leave a comment or a review of this video, make sure to do so in the comments below, as I do try to change my content based on the reviews and feedback that I do get. However, I am going to spend the rest of this video complaining about something, so if you don't want to listen to me complain, move on. I want to talk about the r/CoDcompetitive Reddit and how it's actually kind of bothering me how they are either completely blind or irrelevant to what's going on in their own Reddit, or someone just doesn't like my content. Now, I'm all for a moderator or an admin or whatever having the ability to remove content. If something doesn't belong on a Reddit page or any other kind of forum, then I believe it should be well within the right for people to remove it or delete it or dispute it, whatever the case. In the recent weeks, there's been no Call of Duty activity outside of drama and rumors and gossip. So I have not been participated in any discussion, as I've said in several of my recent videos that the drama and the gossip surrounding CDL is the worst part of CDL. However, yesterday's video, when I made it, I posted it to the r/CoDcompetitive Reddit, and within hours it was deleted. And usually when something gets deleted on Reddit, there's like a standard post that goes with it where only you and the admins or moderators can see, and it details the reasons as to why it was deleted. In the past, things have been deleted for not fitting the content or not having the right flair on it, or in some cases, too much self-promotion. All which are fine reasons for a post to get deleted, and I have no issue with it getting deleted. However, with yesterday's video, there was no comment like that. I had no idea as to why it got deleted or why the post was removed. So I submitted a request, and I asked the admins or moderators why it was deleted. I said, I would like some more information as to why my post was taken down. And the only one-line response that I got from the moderators was, our subreddit isn't for you to post your own videos without participating in the community, which is the most outrageous, ridiculous post I've ever gotten back from them. Number one, there's like no discussion here or point. You literally just said one thing as to why, but also it's not even true. So in a previous video, when I first joined the Reddit, I posted my videos twice back to back, and I got one of them taken down. And the reasoning was because you can't post more than 20% of your posts in the Reddit cannot be self-promotion. I have abided by that. I've commented on every discussion, every post that I've wanted to comment on. The thing is, when your Reddit is filled with nothing but gossip of drama and rumors of middle school discussions, it's absolutely ridiculous, and nobody wants to participate in it. Now, on one hand, yes, I'm upset because it's my own content that is not getting viewed by people who I want to view it, right? I want the Call of Duty COD competitive scene to see my videos and my content. However, if you own a Reddit, if you are in charge of this, how are you going to remove content that is around your Reddit, right? I'm not talking about, like, if I were to post my Twitch link, if I were to post my streams, like, that would be something where it's like, okay, I can see how that could be considered self-promotion. But I'm literally posting content that does nothing but promotes the CDL, which in return would promote your own Reddit, and someone looks at that and like, nope, no self-promotion, even though the only thing we've talked about for 3 gosh darn weeks is these same rumors and topics that everyone is so gosh darn sick and tired of, that as soon as the major picks up again and there's content to talk about that isn't speculative. It's like, no, we're going to remove it. So what am I supposed to do now? Participate in made up drama mill discussions and then post an actual formulated piece of content? That's I'm so annoyed by it. I will participate in some more discussions and then post this video and we'll see what happens. But that's it. Rant is over. Thank you everybody for watching. I truly appreciate it. And if you're from the r/CoDcompetitive Reddit page, I mean, like, do you disagree with me? Am I wrong? I don't know. I'll see you guys tomorrow.